Thank you very much, Chair. And back to you, Dr. Henry. Dr. Perry Kendall, he was BC's public health officer before you, 99 to 2018. Is that true?
He was the provincial health officer. That's correct.
And you seem to have some trouble with this, but the Vancouver Sun reported that in 2020, after retiring as the public health officer, he co-founded Fair Price Pharma. Is that true or is that not true?
He was involved with it. I don't know his exact nature. He was involved with it. He is no longer involved with it.
Right. I'm sorry, what did you just say?
As far as I am aware, he is no longer involved.
He was one of the co-founders of this company that imported 15 kilograms of heroin into Canada.
You must remember that any importation of drugs into Canada is done
Dr. Henry,
under
please,
Health Canada.
This is not your stage to grandstand. This is to answer some very pointed questions. So the questions would be he was the co-founder of a company that imported 15 kilograms of heroin into this country. And the answer, of course, is yes. Do you know a Dr. Mark Tyndall?
I do know Mark Tyndall.
And is it true that he's the former executive medical director of the British Columbia Centre for Disease Control?
That's correct.
And former deputy provincial health officer under Dr. Kendall. Is that true?
That's correct.
And he started a company called My Safe Society. Is that true?
I don't remember the name of it. It could be.
Okay. Well, let's say it this way then. He started a company to supply so-called safe supply harder morphone from vending machines. Is that true?
From biometric machines, I believe so, yes.
Fair enough. And that company then received $1.3 million from Health Canada's SUAP funding.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, thank you for that.
You're asking me for things that are not the details that I'm aware of or that I know of.
They're happening in your province, though, and you are the chief public health officer. That company also received $3.5 million in funding. Thank you for that. And that being said, are there other companies that you know of in Canada that have the dealer's license to legally possess, produce, sell, and distribute drugs such as opium, heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine?
You would have to ask Health Canada that.
You are not aware of any of those companies?
This is not an area of my expertise. I
didn't ask you if you were an expert. I asked you if you were aware of any.
I imagine there are. I don't know. Those are not areas that I focus on.
So what you would tell Canadians is that you have no idea that these companies exist, even though many of them are located in your province.
I would say that all of the companies, and as part of my role as provincial health officer, I don't meet with industry, whether it's industry related to drugs or industry related to vaccines or any other thing. So those are not areas where I have detailed knowledge of companies.
Thank you. Dr. Henry, you recommended a non-medical model for safe supply. Do you have any examples of that you would have recommended to Canadians?
Well, we've been working on this, and I mentioned this when it's public knowledge when I came out with my report in February, that I think we need to look at all options around providing people with alternatives to what's toxic on the streets right now. And I have a report that we've been working on that will be coming out in the next few months on that.
Do you recommend compassion clubs like the one run by the Drug Users Liberation Front?
I don't recommend any specific model. I think we need to continue the conversation on what models.
You're okay with the Drug User Liberation Front, though? That would be a model that you would perhaps support?
I'm not supporting any specific models. I think we need to look at all of the options that are available that have the important regulations around them and support them.
But you're not against it?
Dr. Henry, to me it's very concerning that many individuals who were former officials of the British Columbia government, and indeed people have occupied your position, are now involved with distributing, selling, and dealing drugs such as meth, cocaine, heroin, etc., and profiting from it. Is that okay with you?
I don't I think what you have to do is separate
Is
between legal use, and that is under the purview of Health Canada.
supporting these individuals. They did your job, and you're actually saying, "Hey, we should legalize more drugs in Canada." That's your pitch to Canadians. And oddly enough, these individuals are actually profiting from it. To me, that convinces me there's a significant conflict of interest here, Dr. Henry.
Yes, sir.
What I have always said and what I continue to say is that prohibition is one of the leading causes of the issue that we're in right now, and that legalizing and regulating is one way to manage the illegal and toxic drug crises that we're dealing with.